Children, these are the daily practice questions for you. It is a chemistry part of the question paper, that is part B. The sixth question. Four alternatives are given for each of the following questions. Choose the correct alternative and write the complete answer along with its letter of alphabet. Three questions are there, each carry 1 marks. So you take the 14th question. The functional group present in propanol is. The functional group present in propanol is ketone. Observe here, ketone ONA and propanone ONA. So what is the functional group? The functional group present in propanone is ketone. So you write the answer. Answer C, ketone. 15th question. Use of this on bee's tongue area gives relief from pain and irritation. Use of this on bee's tongue area gives relief from pain and irritation, that is baking soda. Baking soda. Write the answer B, baking soda. Baking soda. Then you take the 16th question. Metallic property as we move from left to right in the periodic table. You know that metallic property as we move from left to right in the periodic table decreases. Here the options are increases, decreases, no change, none of these. So as we move from left to right in the periodic table, metallic property decreases and non-metallic property increases. So what is the answer here? Metallic property decreases. Answer B. Decreases. Then come to the 7th main. Answer the following questions. There are 3 questions. They are the short answer type questions. Ionic compounds conduct electricity in molten state. Give reason. Ionic compounds in the solid state do not conduct electricity because movement of ions in the solid is not possible due to their rigid structure. But ionic compounds conduct electricity in the molten state because the electrostatic force of attraction between the oppositely charged ions are overcome due to the heat. Thus the ions move freely and conduct electricity. By heating, the solid state can be converted into molten state, and the electrostatic force of attraction between the oppositely charges ions are overcome due to the heat. So you write that ionic compounds conduct electricity in molten state since the electrostatic force of attraction between the oppositely charged ions between the oppositely charged ions are overcome due to the heat. Due to the heat, thus the ions move freely and conduct electricity. Thus, the ions move freely and conduct electricity. Now the question number 18. Define catenation. Define catenation. So what is the definition of catenation? It is a property of carbon. The property of carbon to form bonds with the other carbon atoms giving rise to large number of molecules is called catenation. So write the property of carbon to form bonds with other carbon atoms with other carbon atoms giving rise to large number of molecules is called catenation. That is the definition of catenation. Next, the 9th question. Electronic configuration of X and Y elements are 2881 and 287 respectively. Which type of bond forms between X and Y? Here you observe the electronic configuration of X is 2881. In its outermost orbit, 1 electron is there. And the electronic configuration of Y is 287. 7 electrons are then in the outermost orbit of the Y. So, here the element X can give up 1 electron which is in its outermost orbit easily, and the element Y can receive that electron to reach octet electronic configuration to have 8 electrons in its outermost orbit. So here transfer of electron takes place and the bond formed is here the ionic bond. So you write that ionic bond forms between X and Y. X transfers its 1 electron, 1 outermost electron to Y. Y gains that electron So X and Y contains octet electrons. Octet electrons in their outermost orbit. In their outermost orbit. So this much is enough. You write ionic bond forms between X and Y. Then the next question, these 8 main question, answer the following questions. Now the question number 20. Why do HCl, HNO3 etc. show acidic characters in aqueous solution while solutions of compound like alcohol and glucose do not show acidic characters though they contain hydrogen? Yes, acids are containing hydrogen, but the compounds which contain hydrogen may not be acids. You know that the acids contain H plus ion as cation and anion such as Cl minus, NO3 minus, etc. Since the cation present in acids is H plus, this suggests that acids produce hydrogen ions, that is H plus aqueous ion, H plus aqueous ions in solution, which are responsible for their acidic properties. But you know that alcohol contains hydrogen, glucose also contain hydrogen, but they are not having cations like H plus and anions like others. So H plus ions in aqueous solution are responsible for acidic characters. HCl, HNO3 etc. generate H plus ions in water, while this alcohol, glucose do not produce or do not generate H plus ions in aqueous solution. So they do not show acidic character. So you write that. Write the answer. So acids contains, you take acids contain H plus ion, H plus ions. H plus ions in aqueous solution are H plus ions in aqueous solution. Aqueous solution are responsible for acidic character. Acidic character. HCl, HNO3 etc. HCl, HNO3 etc. generate H plus ions in water. In water. So they show acidic character in aqueous solution. Acidic character in aqueous solution. But alcohol and glucose do not generate H plus ions in aqueous solution. So they do not show acidic character. So they do not show acidic character. That is the answer. Why do HCl, HNO3 etc. show acidic character in aqueous solution, while solution of compounds like alcohol and glucose do not show acidic character, though they contain hydrogen? Yes, they are containing hydrogen, but they do not generate H plus ion in aqueous solution. So they do not show acidic character because H plus ion in aqueous solution are responsible for acidic character. Next, question number 21. Describe the formation of nitrogen molecule, that is N2 molecule, with the help of electron dot structure, or describe the formation of oxygen molecule, that is O2, with the help of electron dot structure. Now let us discuss about the formation of the nitrogen molecule. You write any one answer, don't write both the answer, but here let us write both the answer. Now you take first one, formation of nitrogen molecule. That is N2. Formation of nitrogen molecule, that is N2. Nitrogen atoms have 5 electrons in their outermost shells. Therefore, in N2 molecules, 2 nitrogen atoms share 3 electrons with each other, thus acquiring the stable structure and forming N2 molecule with triple bond. So write nitrogen has atomic number 7. Nitrogen has atomic number 7 with electronic configuration 2, 5, with electronic configuration 2, 5. So it has 5 electrons in its outermost shells. So nitrogen atoms have 5 electrons in their outermost shell, outermost shells. Therefore, in N2 molecules, so to reach octet electronic configuration, nitrogen need 3 electrons. So you take nitrogen need 3 electrons to gain octet configuration. Therefore, in N2 molecule, in N2 molecules, two nitrogen atoms share 3 electrons with each other, thus acquiring the stable structure. Acquiring stable structure. And forming a N2 molecule with triple bonds, and forming a N2 molecule with triple bond. Then you write N, that is with 2 and 5. So let us show the 5 outermost electron. So you take and plus N, that is 2 outermost electron, combines to form N so these 6 electrons, that is 3 pairs of 2 electrons, are shared between 2 atoms. Write it, draw it neatly. That is N2 molecules, N triple bond for this. So you can write that is the triple bond between 2 nitrogen atom, and this is a triple bond between 2 nitrogen atom to form N2 molecule. That is this is the dot structure of the N2 molecule. Next, let us discuss about this choice question. Describe the formation of oxygen molecule O2 with the help of electron dot structure. So now let us discuss about the formation of the oxygen molecule. So write formation of oxygen molecule. That is O2 molecule. In the case of oxygen, we know that there is a formation of the double bond between the 2 oxygen atoms, because atom of oxygen has 6 electrons in its outermost shell, that is in its L shell. You know that the atomic number of oxygen is 8, and it need 2 more electron to complete its octet. So each atom of oxygen shares 2 electrons with another atom of oxygen to give the structure of double bond. The 2 electrons contributed by each oxygen atom give rise to 2 shared pair of electrons. So this is said to the formation of the double bond between the two atoms. So let us write, what is that? Atomic number of oxygen is 8. Atomic number of oxygen is 8. Its electronic configuration is 2,6. It has 6 electrons in its outermost shell. In its outermost shell, it needs 2 more electrons. It needs 2 more electrons to reach or to complete its octet. To complete its octet. So each atom of oxygen shares each atom of oxygen shares 2 electrons with another atom of oxygen. 2 electrons with another atom of oxygen. With another atom of oxygen to form O2 molecule. To form O2 molecule, the 2 electrons contributed by each oxygen atom give rise to 2 shared pair of electrons. The 2 electrons contributed by each oxygen each oxygen atom give rise to two shared pair of electrons. 2 shared pair of electrons and double bond forms. Between double bond forms in O2 molecule. So let us write here the oxygen atom 2,6. Then you write 6 electron in the outermost orbit of one atom of oxygen combines with the other atom of oxygen, which is also having 6 electron in its outermost orbit, and 2 oxygen atom shares here see here two pairs of electrons are shared between two oxygen atoms. This oxygen atom got 8 electrons in its outermost orbit, and the other atom also got 8 electrons in its outermost orbit. So this is the O2 molecules forms with the double bond. Here there is a formation of the double bond. See here two pairs of electrons are shared between two oxygen atom to form the double bond. There is the formation of the oxygen molecule, and this is the electron dot structure. 22nd question. Draw a diagram showing acid solution in water conducts electricity and label battery. Children, it is a diagram to show the conduction of electricity in the acid solution. It is a diagram to show that acid solution in water conducts electricity, and here is a battery. You label the battery. Question number 23rd. Draw a diagram showing action of steam on metals and label metal sample and hydrogen gas. When metals reacts with steam, hydrogen gas will be liberated. It is a diagram to show the action of steam on metals, and here it is a metal sample. Label the metal sample, and also hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas collects here, and label the hydrogen gas. So it is a diagram to show the action of steam on metals, and denote the or label the metal sample here. This is a metal sample, and this is a hydrogen gas. Now the question number 24. What are structural isomers? Write the structural isomers of butane. So structural isomers or isomers are same. So what are structural isomers or what are isomers? The compounds that contain the same molecular formula but different structures are called structural isomers. The compounds that contain the same molecular formula but different structures are called structural isomers. The isomers of compound have different physical properties. They are having the different physical properties. So what are the structural isomers of butane? The molecular formula of butane is C4H10, and structures. The butane exists in two isomers. One is the normal butane, that is N-butane, and the second one is the isobutane. So let us write the answer. The compounds that contain the same molecular formula but different structures. Different structures are called structural isomers. Are called structural isomers. The isomers of a compound have different physical properties. Different physical properties. and structural isomers of butane. Right? Structural isomers of butane. Then what is the molecular formula of butane? So you write butane with molecular formula C4H10 exists in two isomeric forms. Two isomeric forms. First one, N-butane. You write N-butane. That is, its structure is CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, straight chain, that is N-butane. And second, isobutane, that is CH3, 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 normal butane and isobutane. These two are the two isomeric forms of butane with the molecular formula C4H10. Next, question number 28. How could the modern periodic table remove various anomalies of Mendeleev's periodic table? And there is a choice question, that is a OR question. The following table represents the position of A, B, C, D and E elements. Answer the following question by using this table. So common period 2 and 3, and these are the groups. And the questions are: mention the elements which forms only covalent compounds. Second, which two elements belong to same group. Third, which element is having maximum atomic size in B and C. Why? So here write answer to any one of the question. But here now let us write answer of the both the question. So you take the first one. How could the modern periodic table remove various anomalies of Mendeleev's periodic table? Now let us write the answer to the question. How could the modern periodic table remove various anomalies of Mendeleev's periodic table? In Mendeleev's periodic table, elements are arranged according to the increasing order of their atomic masses. Certain chemically similar elements were separated and chemically dissimilar elements were to be grouped together. For example, argon with atomic mass 39.948 needed to be placed after potassium with atomic mass 39.0983. Nickel with atomic mass 58.69 was placed before cobalt with atomic mass 58.93. But as per their chemical properties, these are placed in reversed order. But in the modern periodic table, that is in the long form of periodic table, elements are arranged according to their increasing order of atomic number. It relates the position of an element in the periodic table with its electronic configuration. It removes the anomaly about the position of isotopes in the Mendeleev's table. And also it removes the other anomalies found in Mendeleev's periodic table, like grouping of chemically dissimilar elements and separation of chemically similar elements. It reflects more clearly the change in the properties of various elements while moving across a period or down a group. So it also separates metals and non-metals. So as the modern law is based on atomic number or number of electrons, elements with similar valence electron fall in the same group. Since the chemical properties of elements depend on their valence electrons, anomalies in the Mendeleev's table are automatically removed. So you write that in the Mendeleev's periodic table, in the Mendeleev's periodic table, elements were placed or arranged in increasing order of their atomic masses. It has many anomalies. About the isotopes and atomic weight and chemical properties. Atomic weight and chemical properties. Falling of dissimilar elements. Position of isotopes. Anomalies of atomic weight and their properties. And the properties of elements. Properties of elements. Falling of dissimilar elements. In same group. But modern periodic table here as the modern periodic table is based on the atomic number or number of electrons or number of electrons. Elements with similar valence electron. Elements with similar valence electrons fall in the same group. Since the chemical properties of elements depend on chemical properties of elements depend on their valence electrons, depend on their valence electron, anomalies in the Mendeleev's table are automatically removed. Anomalies in the Mendeleev's table are automatically removed. Automatically it removes the anomaly of about the position of isotopes in the isotopes in the Mendeleev's table. It removes the anomaly of inversion in the Mendeleev's table. It removes the anomaly of inversion in the Mendeleev's table. That is right. Thus, argon 4018 precedes potassium 1939 in the periodic table. In the periodic table, because it has lower atomic number, though its atomic mass is more than that of potassium. Because it has lower atomic number, though its atomic mass is more than that of potassium. More than that of potassium. It also removes the other anomalies found in Mendeleev's periodic table, like grouping of chemically dissimilar elements and separation of chemically similar elements. Also, it also removes right, the anomaly of falling of dissimilar elements in the same group. Removes the anomaly of falling dissimilar elements in the same group. In the same group. Now come to the OR question. The following table represents the position of A, B, C, D and E elements. Answer the following questions by using this table. Here two periods are there, second period and third period, and this is the first group, second group, 3 to 12 group, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 group. Now let us observe the position of the elements A, B, C, D and E in the periodic table. Here A is in the second period first group. A is in the second period first group, and B is in the second period 13th group, and C is in the second period 15th group, and D is in the second period 18th group, and also E is in the third period 14th group, and F is in the third period 18th group. Now let us answer the questions here. First, mention the elements which forms only covalent compounds. The elements which forms only covalent compounds. Here you observe. So mention the elements which forms only covalent compound, that is the 14th group element E. The element which forms only covalent compounds is E, element E. And which two elements belongs to same group? Here you can observe the elements D and F belongs to the same group, that is 18th group, that is the group of inert gases. Next, which element is having maximum atomic size in B and C? Here in B and C, which one is having maximum atomic sizes? Know that here B is having more atomic size than C. B is having more atomic size in B because in a period size of the atom decreases from left to right. Size of the atom decreases from left to right. So here B is having more atomic size than E as it moves in this direction, that is the size of the atom decreases from left to right. So let us write the answer one by one. First question, the element which forms only covalent compounds is E. So write first answer, element E. Second answer, which two elements belongs to same group? Elements D and F. Elements D and F. Third question, which element is having maximum atomic size in B and C? So you can say that B is having more atomic size than C because in a period size of the atoms decreases from left to right. So you got the answer to first, second and third question. So you write this in Roman letter, first, second, this is third. Now the 10th main question, that is question number 26. Answer the following questions. 4 marks question. One question is there. A, B, C are the sub questions of that 26th question. The question A. Define amphoteric oxides. Give 2 examples. Question B is name the liquid metal at room temperature. Question C. How are acidic oxides formed? So first let us take the question A. So what is the answer for the question A? The question is define amphoteric oxides. Give 2 examples. So what are amphoteric oxides? Oxides which react with acids as well as base to form salt and water are known as amphoteric oxides. So oxides which reacts with both acids and bases and also gives salt and water when they react with acids and also when they react with bases. This type of acids are called amphoteric oxides. So you can give examples. Zinc oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid, gives the salt zinc chloride together with water, and also the same zinc oxide reacts with the base sodium hydroxide, gives sodium zincate together with water. So this is the example. Zinc oxides reacts with acid, gives salt and water. Similarly, zinc oxide reacts with base to give salt and water. So this zinc oxide shows amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric in nature. That is a amphoteric oxides. One more oxide is aluminium oxide. Aluminium reacts with hydrochloric acid to give the salt aluminium chloride together with water, and also the same aluminium oxide reacts with the base sodium hydroxide to give sodium aluminate, which is a salt, together with water. So you can give the examples for amphoteric oxides, zinc oxide and aluminium oxide. Now let us write metal oxides. Metal oxides which react with both acids as well as bases, both acids as well as bases to produce salt and water. To produce salt and water are known as amphoteric oxides. Are known as amphoteric oxides. Examples: zinc oxide and aluminium oxide. So you write zinc oxide, ZnO. So you write that ZnO plus HCl gives ZnCl2 plus H2O. So let us balance it. So you take 2, that is with hydrochloric acid. So it reacts with acid to give salt and water. Then same ZnO reacts with sodium hydroxide, which is a base, to give Na2ZnO2, which is sodium zincate plus H2O. So let us balance it. 2 you take. Second one you take aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide So you write Al2O3 plus HCl gives AlCl3 plus H2O. So let us balance it here. H2 is there, here H is there, Al2 is there, Al is there. So we first to take 2 AlCl3, then chlorine it becomes 6 here. So let us write 6 HCl here, and 6H means here can write 3H2O, 3 2s are 6, and 3O, here also O3. So all atoms are balanced. Next, the same aluminium oxide Al2O3 reacts with NaOH, gives NaAlO2, sodium aluminate plus H2O. Sodium aluminate plus H2O. Here let us balance it. Know that O2 is there, here O3 and O is there. So you can have here O2 O3 over O2 O3 4 over here. Then you take NaAlO2 is there. O2 means here you can have Al2 is there, means 2 NaAl you can take. Here also you take 2 Na. Then here count O3 plus 2O becomes 5, and 2O2 plus 4 plus 1 5, and again you can have here Na 2 Na 2 Na, that is also balanced, and Al2 2L, aluminum is also balanced. So here it is sodium zincate. This is sodium aluminate. And it is aluminum chloride. This is zinc chloride, that you can write easily. These are the example for the amphoteric oxide, that is zinc oxide ZnO, and aluminium oxide, that you can write the molecular formula of aluminium oxide Al2O3. Now the question B, name the liquid metal at room temperature. The liquid metal at room temperature is mercury. Mercury is the liquid metal at room temperature. So you write B, mercury, the symbol Hg, is the liquid metal at room temperature. Then you take C. So what is C? How are acidic oxides formed? When non-metal reacts with oxygen, acidic oxides will be formed. So write that the question C. So you write that non-metals react with oxygen to form acidic oxides. Acidic oxides, which when dissolved in water give acids. Which when dissolved in water give acids. So how will you get acidic oxides? When non-metal reacts with oxygen to produce acidic oxides, and that oxide when dissolved in water gives acids. So you can take example, you take C plus O2 gives CO2. When CO2 dissolved in water gives acid H2CO3, that is carbonic acid. Carbonic acid. And one more example you can give. Sulfur reacts with oxygen to give sulfur trioxide, that you can balance it. When the sulfur trioxide, SO3, reacts with water to give sulfuric acid, H2SO4. That is the method of getting acidic oxides.